Hail, Internet! It's Paul. It's Matt! The Dork Lords. We are here today talking about episodes 5 and 6 of the Netflix sci-fi series Three Body Problem. Episodes entitled Judgment Day and The Stars, Our Destination. We open episode 5 with Wade recruiting Raj, Jin's boyfriend slash fiance, I'm not sure which. He is a British Royal Navy officer. Wade recruits him to basically help take out Mike Evans' ship Judgment Day, which happens fairly soon thereafter. We end episode 6 with Will going to the Stars Our Destination Foundation, hence the title, using his inheritance from Jack to buy a star. The funds, I believe, are going to planetary defense, so I think that's where his money's going. A couple of things about that last scene. One, the name of the foundation appears to be a reference to another sci-fi novel called The Stars, My Destination. It was written back in the 50s, and it involved a future in which humanity had colonized other planets. Second, the song that's playing over the final scene is Lana Del Rey's Video Games. And I was thinking, like, what other show used this song? And like, yep, Westworld season 4 did a cover of it. So I was like, yeah. Anyway, so there you go, popular tune for sci-fi series everywhere. Sure. And finally, I'll say this: giving $20 million. I don't know what he gave, but he had $20 million to give, and I'm going to guess it was millions of dollars for a star. Sounds a bit pricey. I remember, quote unquote, buying a star as a gift years ago. I got a certificate. It's $50. $50. Somewhere up in the like Aquila constellation. Just saying. Right. Sure. Will got ripped off. That's all I'm saying. He could have done it for $50. Be like, yeah, I got it.
But location though.
Location. Right, exactly. I don't know where this one is, but it's all right. But we get two major plot events that both occur in episode 5. First, the Judgment Day gets put through what one of those soft-boiled egg mandolin slicers. And then we get the "You are bugs, eye in the sky" moment. All that said, Paul.
Yes.
What'd you think of episodes 5 and 6?
So, I should be paying attention to why I rate things, because I'm like a 6.5.
That's right. You've been 6.5 in it. Yep.
Have I? Okay, maybe 6.7.
Okay. All right. You're jumping up. Okay.
Because I felt like I almost was like, am I thinking this is a 7? Only because there's still more stuff that I dislike than I like. You know, I think I was thinking like, why did they seem to be moving more than they were in the previous one. So they are sort of building up towards
particularly something. Episode 5. I thought 6 maybe slowed down a little bit, but 5 was certainly pushing it.
Yeah. So that I appreciated. And we didn't have a bunch of stupid, games to have to do like, how do we solve this problem? Oh, that's stupid.
Okay, I got you. You didn't like the metaphorical problem solving.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I thought that was dumb. So none of that I could see in these.
I mean, they had the helm, they had the sets on, but it was more of it wasn't a game. It was just like, hey, we can communicate with the Sophons through the headsets. Yeah.
So I like the actors well enough, but that's the like. But the dislikes, are more. So. All these scenes with Thomas Wade running around to everybody, like being cocky and showing off how powerful
he's Nick Fury, essentially, right? I mean, he's like...
I guess, but, this makes so much about this jockeying that he has to do. Like, let me act like an asshole to this guy until he realizes that I'm actually his boss. Like, okay, now I'll answer your questions. Go open the window. It's a test, isn't it? Blah, blah, blah. You're hired now. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh my God, these stupid scenes. Like, I like Liam Cunningham.
I like him. I like his performance. Okay. You don't like the
performance
the
is good, but what he's doing is dumb.
I got you.
And I'd almost feel like I agree with Augie, except I dislike Augie even more. It's like, she has to, complain and like, blah, 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 get all upset.
Augie is right now, they got rid of Jack, which was great. Not so much that Jack was annoying as much as I didn't think he fit. Okay, he was annoying as well. Augie is annoying in a different way.
Yes, true.
She is annoying to
That's
watch.
true. You got to give her credit for that. She's not annoying
I
the
gave
same
her a
way
pass.
that,
I gave her a pass for the first few
uniquely
episodes.
annoying.
So she had the death clock counting down in front of her face. And I'm like, look, anyone experiencing that kind of horror gets a pass, as a conversationalist. She's like, okay. Yeah. But she's moved past that now. And she's now like the disillusioned alcoholic scientist.
Yeah. No. But why they needed a special scientific way to kill, those cultists.
Yes.
It's like, what the hell?
It looked awesome. It was probably the most
the effect looked
scene.
Good. Except that, they very clearly, like scenes of showing a bunch of kids, and then only the adults get sliced and diced.
Yeah, they weren't going to show.
Anyway.
Paul wants to see kids mandolin. I get it. All right, Paul. They did everything but
we make a point of making sure that the kids are there.
That kid standing by the fence. I mean, they did everything but show him get sliced and diced.
No. And so it's like, of course, you did see that leg. Right, leg with a little kid tennis shoe. So
usually if that's a movie, like they'll show it'll be like a teddy bear. There'll be like a half burned teddy bear, and the person will pick it up and be like, ugh.
And this does kind of show
you leg. You're like, oh, okay.
This does kind of show you when this movie is made, because Augie would probably be TV show. We wearing an Oppenheimer T-shirt if it weren't for that. Because, what has she wrought?
It was what has she wrought moment for sure. So I will say, nanofibers slicing up the boat was disturbing and shocking, visceral. It was an intense scene, and it lives in the memory. I would say, aren't there easier ways to get the data? The whole point of that was to get the data. They weren't like, we have to kill everyone on this ship and get the data. The whole point was like, we want to get the data, but how do we do it without killing or risking ourselves?
I wish those things, because that probably would have went straight through that hard drive too. Really,
right? Exactly. That's what I was thinking. How did you know that the nanofibers wouldn't go whoop and cut? They didn't even know what the data is on. Is it on a disk? Is it on a book? Is it on a computer? Is it on a laptop?
That's what Jonathan Pryce should have done. Is like when he saw it coming, he should have held it out. Oh!
Yeah, exactly. Oh, great point. Well, at least I'll destroy the. Oh no, it's there. It's alien tech and it's invulnerable. So yeah, I mean, it looked cool and it was a very effective, like, oh no, horror scene. But in terms of because they also had, like he said, the boat's traveling through the Panama Canal next month, so they had a lot of time.
Oh yeah,
several days, maybe a month to plan, and their plan was like, cut this into thin strips, and then we'll just go through the wreckage. It's an oil tanker, or it's I think that's what it is. So it's not like, it's a yacht. No, this is a massive, massive boat, and it just felt like just off hand. All right, it's going to go through that Panama Canal. Apparently, you can do whatever you want in that area because they put up these poles with the cheese grater in it. So you could maybe have something that cuts through the hull from underneath and makes it start to sink. We gotta disembark. People start getting off the ship. Then you come on, you grab everything you need, and for instance,
no, better to slice them up and dice them.
Slice and dice. Anyway, so they did. They sliced or diced.
But you didn't mention the part of that you liked.
Oh well, I did like. Okay, I'm giving Augie her props. As much as, that character I'm having some issues with, I did like that bit. The pacing of that scene was very effective, and so when the boat's going through the mesh, and I think it's Raj, one of the techs is sitting next to Augie. He's like, "Oh, it's not working," and her response was like, "It's working." You're like, oh, and sure enough, and it's the pace of that thing where it just, you can tell as the boat moves through, its own weight is just killing it. You're like, so that was, that scene is, maybe the most memorable scene in the.
That was chef kiss until then you started to see what she wrought. So I wouldn't think that was great. And then this whole we're gonna fool you into opening up the singularity or whatever it is, so that your planet gets enveloped in goo. I guess the idea, okay, we're going to put a bunch of bombs in space that are catapult this device so they can.
Yeah, right. So in other words, she's gonna. Jin has the idea of, hey, we'll send a craft. It'll have like a nanofiber sail, and it'll be really light. And then we're gonna use a cascade of atomic bombs to basically get it to the enemy fleet a couple of years before it arrives, so we get a chance to actually, spy on the enemy.
But the thing that's annoying for me is the whole, okay, let's see, we need to think outside the box. So, okay, we'll get Jin over here and have her come up with a wacky plan. And just, she could just come to Thomas Wade with a wacky plan. But no, have him put in front of a bunch of experts who are going to be like, that sounds crazy.
That's crazy.
And then Thomas Wade can be like, we're going to do it. It's like, okay, fine.
Well, I did like the fact that, so some of the arguments against doing it were like, well, we're going to get better tech here in the next decade. This thing is 400 years away. Why don't we just wait until we get better tech, and then we can make a better, more intelligent decision? And Wade's like, well, I'll be dead by then. I don't want that. I want to plan while I'm still alive. We're doing the blow things up plan. All right, sir. I guess you win.
Okay.
It did occur to me, you got the single giant malevolent eye that watches everything going on. I wonder what that reminds me of. Oh, right. Everything comes back to Lord of the Rings. Ding, 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 ding.
Wow. I'd like to change my vote. Now I'd like to change it to 5.
No, it's going down.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the reveal of the eye, and I thought that the world chaos that it creates in episode 6 is pretty believable. Like, oh my God, you would freak out if you were like, oh my God, the sky has been replaced by an alien eyeball. Like,
oh, sure.
Though I do feel personally, I thought it was undercut. They undercut the impact by explaining the science up front. So you got the katana-wielding representative in the game tells Wade and Jin all about the Sophons, how they unpack a proton, communicate in real time with their ships, and we see it demonstrated. Let me show you, and they shoot like a little video demonstration of it unpacking. And I just felt like they over-explained it. Just show us the eye. Show us the eye up front. Shock! If you want to give us an explanation after that,
it's better if they give you the concept and then have you see it, as opposed to what's going on. Well, folks, we'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm just like, I feel like they got into the weeds a little bit and they didn't need to. They over-explained. They were like, look, this is apparently theoretical science. This is the thing. So we're going to show you how this is based in, physics. All right. Okay, sure. You did it. Okay. You could have just maybe even made the reference back to what you'd already talked about, where Wade is like, hey, Genghis Khan had metal stirrups. This was a seemingly, simple tech evolution moment that helped them dominate. So he could just like, hey, better tech wins. We have better tech. We got an eye that can watch you from space.
The aliens bothered to explain it. Like, okay, we're going to make you guys so backwards that you can't possibly advance enough to defeat us. Yeah.
Now, here's something I was like, as I'm watching it, so they're doing the demonstration. The Sophons are like, we use the Sophons to interfere with the basically Earth's particle accelerators.
Sure.
And it's making them make false readings. To me, that sounds fairly deceptive. One might say the Santi were lying, Paul.
Oh, sure, yeah.
They're making us believe something that's not true, Paul.
Sure, yeah.
But apparently that's something that they can't agree. I mean, that's why, this whole we can't coexist with liars. That's why they just let the ship die. They were like, all right, fine. You guys, we don't trust anybody. We're not gonna collaborate with you guys at all anymore. So goodbye. We're just gonna use our Sophons to screw with you. But I'm just like, it seems kind of deceptive what you're doing there. But lying, it seems like it's a very specific type of lying that they don't understand.
Sure. Yeah. No, consistency is not their watchword. So
there's like 100 definitions of lying, and for 98 of them, oh yeah, that's fine. And then there's 2, they're like, we don't know those. And they're like, okay, All right, fine. Kill us all then, I guess. All right, we can't get along. You're right. This was kind of interesting, and this I'm probably reading way more into this than is actually there, but that's what I do. Will Downing, he's spending his last days on the beach, and his friends come to visit him on the beach, and we're seeing a lot of Saul kind of caretaking him, which I like. I think those scenes are pretty effective. And Will's beach those scenes are actually filmed at a place called the Seven Sisters Cliffs. They're in Sussex. But the reason I looked it up is because the white chalk cliffs kind of reminded me of the cliffs of Dover, which actually they're not far away. They're on the same shoreline, essentially. And so throughout England's history, Dover has been the site of a series of invasions across the channel. And they put up a castle, Dover Castle, and it's like a big lookout area, and they were constantly watching for invasions from across the water. And so it's have Will looking out to sea next to these white cliffs. Kind of thought I was like a metaphor, perhaps, for humanity watching and waiting for the inevitable invasion.
Sure, yeah.
Because I get it. On another term, it's just him being at peace and enjoying the view. But maybe you could add in an extra. Oh yeah, that's a kind of an important place to be sitting and viewing from. Our big major death for the episode would have been Mike Evans.
Sure.
So he's out of the way. Ye, after hearing his audio where he was just trying to read Little Red Riding Hood. Just accept the story. God bless. And then the Santee basically rejecting all of humanity because of it. So Ye is now convinced that the Santee are not going to coexist with us, and so she's. Oh, and we also learned that Vera committed suicide because she saw some evidence on Ye's computer that she had. Collaborated and kind of brought the Santee here.
Sure, yeah. So obviously she'd kill herself. That's the logical thing to do after that.
What, you expect her to kill her mom? Is that what you?
or tell on her.
Tell on her. Okay, good point.
Even though they already knew that they were already following them anyway. So
I found it interesting that everybody in that group of friends are 5 friends, I guess, 4 now, knew about Will's feelings for Jin, except apparently Jin. I have to feel Jin knows as well, right? Surely she knows.
You would think, you would have to.
Yeah,
come on. Yeah. So we'll see about that. There's 2 more episodes left, so yay!
All right, but you were higher this time around. You got up to 6.7.
Yeah, well.
All right, and that means 7 and 8. We're gonna end this with a crescendo. Paul's gonna come in with like a 7.2 or something like that, and we're gonna be like, aha, over 7.
It might just be 6.9.
6.9, still in the mare range.
That's right.
Anyway, we'll be back talking about episodes 7 and 8, the season finale of 3 Body Problem. And after that, we're going to turn our attention to the new series that's coming out, I think also on Netflix, Dead Boy Detectives. So anyway, stick around for all that. Thank you as always, Paul. Appreciate it, good sir.
No problem.
And we'll talk to everybody next time. Bye.
Bye.